Melanie will be rejoining us soon, but until then, let's start with Blast, and we have Sasha's.
I think, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is double feminine, both demons, SIFE. And as you can see, I really love this picture. I think this is probably my most like heart-wrenching of all the animals, even though it's not last. SIFE, I look at it as really using what we've learned in the sensory to help others health-wise, ourself as well, but FE. So attempting to simultaneously work with the dark demon realm of death while staving it off, working for the health of others, including the animals and the planet. And we will revisit this time and time again. Maybe FI has a little bit of an easier time with this, but I feel the pain of everything. I feel the pain of the planet, of the animals, of especially my loved ones, but of people who are in need, and it devastates me, and I'm like kind of tearing up right now. Sorry.
Aww. Virtual hug.
Yeah, it's something that I can't.
Oh.
We can pause.
Come on. No, it's okay. I can do this. Just really when somebody else is in pain, I really do everything I can to make sure that they're okay. And this includes, you can see that there's a coyote there. I want to focus on that. That's kind of a little bit more where I can just talk, because that's kind of one of my big causes now. A lot of people don't understand them, and they just try to kill them off, and they're actually really good for the environment. And anyway, that's me just kind of putting my little witch hand on the heart of the coyote, and really, you can see it's a very, very, very feminine picture. But also there's a bunch of equations that kind of make up the background. So there's always TI in there. Always feeding the TI just to try to make it work. Wow, sorry about that. That happens to me every so often.
Don't apologize.
Yeah. So that, I don't know if you guys ever feel that way. I feel like I really feel that way the most when it comes to my blast, and but I do it. And anytime I hear that someone needs help, I force myself to try to help them.
When you say that way, what do you mean?
That I get that way when it comes to my blast.
What is that way?
Just very, kind of like I feel myself kind of sinking into the FE sadness, but really, what's holding it together is the TI. Holding myself together, just calculate, just keep going, but forcing myself to try to produce and speak, and to speak the FE language so that I don't sound like I'm losing it, to help the animals. So I don't sound like a crazy person like I just did.
You did not. I just want to say that was incredibly beautiful.
Thank you.
And I support you in the coyotes. Possums are also not bad for the environment. They're very docile, and they get rid of ticks. And I see your heart, and you are amazing. And
thank you.
I think the world could definitely benefits from people like you.
Thank you.
And I loved everything you said. And
thank you.
I really did. And so thank you for sharing. Thank you for being vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I know that we as thinkers, we have the tendency to automatically be like, ooh, I'm so embarrassed about that. But don't be.
Right.
That was incredibly beautiful and incredibly well said.
Thanks, man.
And please do not regret that one bit. That was very, very touching.
Thank you.
I'm almost tearing up because and I love to see your heart in that. And that is I would never see Blast like that in a million years. So
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, Bley spoke everything better than I could have said, but that's exactly how I feel too. So
Thank you.
yeah, I feel like this picture is very you, very you.
Thank you.
So gorgeous, and I love too. Can I say that
Yeah.
I feel like if you look at it next to Jason's consume, there's something about the two of those images
Yes, I
that
agree.
yeah.
I think from a visual art perspective, they're all cohesive in one way or another. And that's what I'm finding kind of not serendipitous, but like funny about how they're all in a specific color scheme and it's all by accident, I feel like. But they are all cohesive. None of them are jarring and they all kind of fit.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's so true. It's so true. So beautiful. Yeah. Okay. I
Thanks,
don't
guys.
even have anything more to say. Magda or Jasyn, you have anything to say?
I love that picture. I think of all of hers, that's the one that's the most her. Like I would frame that and hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
Every piece of that picture is her.
Agreed. Agreed.
I would like to know if you could blast a little bit on coyotes. I would like to know a little bit of what you have to say about that because I'm interested. And it doesn't have to be if you're uncomfortable.
Oh
with
no,
being-
that's fine. Well, so coyotes are native to the North America. They are the most abused animal, probably one of the most abused wild animals in this country, because everybody's afraid of them. And really, we need our our wild carnivores to help balance everything out. And what we tend to do is kill off the competition, but with culling, which is just, CULL, which is just killing everybody. And, we try to make excuses for it, like, well, they're going to eat all of, our food. But really, if we don't have them, then we get an overgrowth of, what we consider pests, which aren't pests if they were just balanced like mice and so forth. So they're just they're here for a purpose. I don't like necessarily using the word purpose to establish to anybody. Like a light bulb has a purpose, but if you look at it in the way of balance, what their purpose is.
They're important for our ecosystem.
Exactly.
Like vultures.
What we did to the wolves, we wiped them out in this area. Not that they're not smart, but coyotes tend to have this very clever way about them. And so they're able to reestablish themselves and understand our movements, kind of like I don't know if they're more of an intuitive animal. It's an interesting. I feel like so much more connected with a coyote than almost any other animal. I feel like they are intuitive in a way because they know our next moves before we do.
So
And
I would add are crows and octopi.
yes. That would be my next tattoo. Would be a crow for that reason. Yeah. So they are, exceedingly clever, and people have this fear-mongering kind of mob mentality against them and just want to start shooting them when really shooting out into the city is just going to make things worse. And I could go on and on, man. Sorry. Yeah, I have so many coyote facts. but yeah, if we just left them alone, they would regulate themselves. Let's just say that. And we don't need to kill them. The more that we kill them, the bigger their population is going to be. Let's just stop.
Thank you, Sasha.
Right. Thank you. We don't have to leave all that in. I don't know.
Can we though? Because I love it.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah,
that makes me happy.
Yeah.
It's like apologizing for my demons, but yeah. Welcome back, Melanie.
Hi. Hopefully this works. Crossing my fingers.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, you look Good. It looks like a clear picture. You sound
Yeah.
good. So I
Yeah.
think
I'm in my very own ENTP's little makeshift office area. So shout out to him for letting me use his space.
Go ENTPs.
yeah. I'm in my ESTP's space here.
Love it.
Go thinker
40
EPs.
background.
There
Yes,
we
40.
go. So true. Okay, thank you, Sasha.
Thank you.
Next we have Magda.
Oh yeah. So guide in troubled times, right? So this is what I'm thinking about blast. So how to
Yes.
like having a kid, having a kid gave me this understanding of what SF blast may be, because I can read what happened and I can provide the solution, let's say step by step, and it's repeatable. So I have my own, let's say, way that always work for my child tantrums when she's crying a lot because of reasons. So I have my own way with the blanket. She's sitting on my laps. We are cuddling. I was teaching her how to breathe, and now she's breathing with me. So this is the way I saw that I am some kind of a guide for her troubles, for her problems in time when she don't know what to do. So she's crying. She's a mess. So so I saw that in my SF blast, and I was thinking how can I overgeneralize this idea. So I came up with a word, umbrella, and I had a like picture, like a situation of like in old silent movies, when on rainy day at bus station people are standing getting wet, and I feel like a person with an umbrella that I can give them shelter under my umbrella. So I'm silently approaching to them, opening my umbrella, so they are. So I'm giving them shelter, so they are not getting wet anymore. So I'm helping them in that not obvious maybe way, double feminine. So I'm not very vocal about it, but I'm just like silently helping to make people feel better, kind of.
Well, that's beautiful, Magda. I remember you were the first one of us to do the avatars, and they all speak to me. And I just remember like this one, as soon as I saw it, I just was like tearing up. I got it. Yeah. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that like soft guide is really relatable, especially with the very, double feminine aspect. Just like very like soft guide is.
Yeah, I'm not telling people what they should do to solve like problem. Let's say I'm not showy here. I'm like very mellow, and I would like to help. Like let me. So I will do it with not straightforwardly, like very very like
Gentle.
not
Gentle.
gently. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Our double
Good.
feminine. Yeah.
Good.
I like how our tones kind of get softer when we're talking about the
Yes.
double feminine blast, because it feels like that.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and I love the tenderness that we're beginning with here. Sasha and Magda both have very tender, and I feel like even the movements are kind of similar with the like gentle
Yes.
caress of someone you're taking care of. Yeah. love it. Anyone else have anything? Thank you so much, Magda. All right. Oh, I'm next. Okay. I'm the one that has to follow all this beautifulness. Okay. This is still from Inception, and for this one I needed 3 pictures, kind of like how Bley has, because I think all 3 are definitely part of how I see it. So the one side is family, and so to me, the SF, it's like with family, and I'm better at it now than I was 5 years ago when I made this, I suppose, when I came up with this. But like back then I had a harder time. I felt like maintaining the connections, and Magda, you talked about like methods, and I know Sasha, like you're doing a lot of work with the wolves, and I think exactly that kind of thing. It's like family and taking care of others takes a lot of attention and upkeep. And with my NT at the top, I can feel like I can accidentally really neglect those connections, and remembering that. And it's a bit different now that I know and have worked on it. And plus also like having a kid, they're right there. Doesn't happen to me as much, but it can still, just the NT can just, right, all consuming was like a big part of what we were all talking about. And so just like Mal and the kids in the movie, it's like in the movie he's trying to get back to his kids. He's like that's the whole point of Cobb. That's his whole mission, is to, like, everything he's doing is so that he can get back to them. And I just love, like, I just really connect to that feeling of they're just out of reach. Like I can see them. If they would almost just turn their heads again, then I could see them and connect with them again. Just how hard that can be sometimes, and the slipping of it away from me. And then I also have Eames, because then there's kind of this other side, which I feel like connects with some of the later ones. I feel like I kind of have this interesting bridge between 2 aspects of the blast that we talk about, where I also have always seen Eames as part of my SF blast, where he's suave and cool and he knows how to connect with others. And he's the forger in the movie, where he puts on a mask and pretends to be other people. And I don't necessarily see it like that, but he's just able to seamlessly talk to anyone and be right in there, engaging with them and just in on the connection, I guess, like getting them, like he instantly understands them and can talk with them. So yeah, demon, right? I feel like that was like the sloppiest I spoke, and it makes sense because it's my demon. So
but the way you explained it, especially with the if the kids turned and looked at you one more time, like just the like slippery aspect of feminine sensory and feminine tribe, like it does almost feel like it's slipping away. So it makes sense how you
Good point.
worded it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Like it's like just under where you can like have a stable hold on it or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really feels like that.
You got it. Thanks, girl. All right. Thank you guys for letting me share. All right. Next is Jasyn.
Double masculine.
Yes.
So I think my blast goes kind of hand in hand with my consume. After I've obsessively taken all that information in, I usually want to vomit it onto somebody. Usually ends up being Sasha. and I do tend to, when it comes to things like that, it tends to be like I do kind of turn into like the college professor. In fact, there actually was a point in my life where I wanted to be a college professor, and then I changed my mind on that. But I like relaying that information. I don't necessarily talk a lot, obviously, but when I do, I can go for a long time. And then aside from like teaching or passing on information, I also, you know, I'm a big storyteller. I feel like in my life I've seen a lot of weird and cool things, and I've done a lot of strange things, and I've had a lot of interesting experiences, I think, and I love telling people about them if anyone, you know, wants to actually hear about it. Or sometimes when they don't want to hear about it, I tell them anyway. But I don't know how chatty I am, but I definitely, when there's a moment that I feel like I need to get things out, it just comes out like that. It just kind of keeps going until I'm done.
Nice. I get that. I can see that. Are you going to be sharing some of these stories in Grolix?
Yeah, probably.
That's a big reason why we started our podcast, Grolix Fumetto, nerd culture for cultured nerds, folks.
Yes.
So
Where can
excited.
we find it?
He is just he has so much great information. I just thought we needed to do that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's pretty much where the idea for that podcast came from. Is one day I think I was just talking, and Sasha was like, "We should just record this."
I'm super excited.
It's awesome how so well defined and clear this avatar is, though. I think that speaks to the double masculine aspect of like, and then especially I'm so jealous of Jasyn. Do you have masculine sensory too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah.
Double activated masculine.
Yes, because Bley, you have this too, and it's so clear. It just feels like I just love it when I see it because it's so crisp and actual, and it's something I feel like I lack in reality. So I just love when I see it. It's just so clear.
Yeah,
which is comforting in a way.
Yes.
Very stable. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how the AI caught that.
Agreed. Love that. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jasyn. And
whose could this be? Yes, my SF blast, boss that guides you but never gatekeeps. That is, I see my blast in work a lot, like when I was a production manager in film. I think a lot of it has to do with I was a production assistant and worked my way up. So when I'm your boss, I will never fucking talk at you. Like I do, like I would like to think that I don't, but it's kind of how Magda said, and also how Julie is saying, but like how Magda said, how she kind of comforts her daughter. It's like a soothing way I talk. Like, I don't know if it actually, you know, I'm not the tribe, but I would like to think that I can be bossy in a like comforting way. If I know something, like if I have the information to give, I'm never going to be like, well, I know it and you can't have it, but I could maybe give it to you. Like it's kind of like the popcorn at, like, it comes back to the play of like the popcorn of life is like gonna fucking pop. So like nobody needs to own it. I know how fucking any this is again, but it's like if I have information, I want to give it like freely. I don't want to hold on to it like it's mine or anything. I don't own it. So I like to share it in a way that it is already like the tribe's, but like I happen to have consumed this right now or whatever. So it likes to consider the tribe. And then with Julie, it reminded me of like Elle Woods. If you know the character from Legally Blonde, like people could call Elle Woods an airhead or whatever. So the fact is she got into Harvard fair and square. Like she is fucking smart, intelligent. Exactly. Like it's hard or whatever the thing is. Right?
Yeah.
But on the surface, it can appear one way, but like underneath, it's like, I do have this knowledge. Like it's like, so to me, it's similar to Julie's in the way of like that one last look at the child. Like it appears like it seems like it's like on the surface, it's not enough or something, but it really is in there. And so
Yeah.
the way it comes out, because it's double feminine, the way it comes out is like maybe comes off as like Valley Girl or whatever, but it really is in there. Like
I can I say
information.
something to that? So I feel like what I'm hearing you saying is oftentimes in society, feminine characteristics are underestimated.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're underestimated, undervalued, and put down, right? So Elle Woods, she's a great character where all of her interests were SF, right? And so, and being a lawyer, largely NT-ST, right? And so I feel like, but not just the fact that what was I saying? Oh yeah, femininity. It's underestimated. It's not, you say Valley Girl, all those things, but at the end of the day, she is highly efficient, highly intelligent, knows what she's saying, and she's going to guide you there and get you there without beating you over the head.
And yeah, and what, like, it's hard, like she kind of goes directly to what needs to be
The
done,
heart of the
and
matter,
also
right?
is taking care of others, like you know, what's, I forget Jennifer Coolidge's character. I don't know if everybody knows the movie, but you know, she's looking out for the like little guy. Like she appears one way on the surface, but is really like full of substance underneath. It just may come out in a way that, like how Bley was saying, is like femininity can be received in a way that comes off as less of a punch.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, it feels like Elle Woods, the SF Blast, actually I think SF Blast may be one of my favorite animals too, because it's like consume plus play, like the robot plus the little kid mixed together. This is how it comes out. Extra.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. The presentation. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
love
like very forceful stuff inside. Bitch, I got into Harvard, right? Like I have the information,
Yeah.
but I hear like this pink little fucking
Right.
Right.
like, you know what I mean? So it's
Totally.
It's a
I
understand.
love that.
yeah. So this is how Blast feels to
Yeah.
me.
Same.
The end.
Yeah, she's the
Well, there's a
amalgamation of
version,
the
yeah,
robot
that's the
and the
thing.
little girl. Is that like what you were just? Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
like it's like as if like the Terminator robot plus the little girl, giggly girl, mashed together equals Elle Woods, and that's how I extrovertedly will interact with the world.
Love that.
Love that.
Yes.
Yes. Ah, so good. Okay. Anybody else? Thank you so much, Melanie.
Thank you.
All right. And
Yes,
now
love
we
her.
have Bley. Yes.
I mean, Miranda Priestley, immediately unattainable high standards for what I wear and what others wear, mean feminine energy. Right. So Miranda Priestley immediately came to mind because one of my favorite scenes in a movie ever is the cerulean blue monologue. Melanie will know.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
You keep that with you. I love it.
Right? Hello? So that to me was like, oh, you think the SF doesn't matter to you, NT? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think the SF doesn't matter, but it matters. What you wear, everything. People, especially a lot of men, they'll be slobs. They'll just dress like however they want, but they don't understand how much what you wear and put on your body, and you how much what you SF, how much it communicates, and how.
Especially Bley, how, sorry to cut you off, but that cerulean fucking sweater too carries so much of like industry. It people, it includes everything too.
Right.
So that's another.
I mean, it was so. I love that moment because it's really like it feels like almost me talking to myself in a way, as in like I have an interest, passion, talent with fashion, but my NT brain tells me it's futile, it's vapid, it doesn't matter, all these things, all these SF things. But that's not true. That's not true. And and then I said mean feminine energy because I'm the fashion police, that's what my family calls me. And there's a quote by Tom Ford that I was almost going to put, which is, I think it's dressing well is a form of good manners. And so SF Blast, so to me, it's courteous and respectful to present yourself well, to maintain your appearance. And in Brazil, it's extremely important to maintain your appearance. And so that's how something that not calms me down, but like one of my rituals and like getting me prepared to be around other people is grooming myself, shaving my face, doing all that, brushing my teeth, like figuring out what I'm going to wear, that whole process. And I don't care who the fuck you are, Elon Musk, whoever the fuck, you're not above taking care of your goddamn self. You're not. So, like, don't be a slob. So that's, and so that's how that comes out. And and it's like, I love what Melanie said about femininity being underestimated, because I do it even to myself, and I do it. I'm not underestimated, but the SF is undervalued, or it's easy for us to not see the point.
Easy to blow it off or be like, oh, that's just SF.
Right. And that's one of the only aspects of stereotypically NTP things that I've never related to is like, I really care about appearance and I care how people look. And I think it's a valuable thing. And I love Miranda Priestley. I do think she's an INTJ, so I don't think she's SF Blast. Meryl Streep isn't, but I do. Anyway, that's the way I kind of see it in myself, like come out is I am aware of appearance, and I'm like, I don't like disrespectful in the slobbishness and things like that. So, and I also hold myself to such a high standard for like my outfits and every time when I leave the house that it's hard to deal with. Like it's a double-edged sword is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I love that. Whenever I saw this movie, which sadly was actually not that long ago, because I finally I don't know why I hadn't watched The Devil Wears Prada. But whenever I watched it, I admit I was like, okay, Anne Hathaway, I get it, fine. And her boyfriend's kind of stupid. And then and I honestly was like, I don't get it. Why does this movie because it gets talked about so much. That was part of why I was like, I'm finally gonna watch it. But whenever this cerulean monologue happened, I remembered it made me stop, right? It was like I was holding my breath, and it was just such a good moment. I was like, oh this right here is and I totally see that in you, and it's beautiful. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way your power in that, the way she sized her up in that fucking, if you guys haven't seen that monologue, don't watch the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, fuck that movie. Watch that monologue. The power in just the focus of her destruction. Oh, it's just, you've got
the power of fashion, the power of SF Blast. And I think the NT blasters, other kinds of blasters might underestimate the power of SF Blast, of
SIFE Blast,
of taking responsibility for the way you look and for the way things look, and working on that. I've been obsessed with makeovers since I was really, really, really young, and it probably started with watching America's Next Top Model and Project Runway, and so the idea of makeovers and all of that's what comes to mind when I think of SF Blast. And so
yes, thank you for bringing up the SF part too, because
so good.
It has a lot to do with it.
Yes, thank you. All right, thank you, Bley.
Can I see Sasha's really? Oh, there we go. I just hadn't gotten to see Sasha.
I know. You'll have to go back and watch it, Melanie. You'll have to. Yeah.
I love how feminine yours is too, Sasha.
Thank you.
God, it's like the dark feminine. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll discuss privately with you after. Sorry, I missed that one.
No, yeah, it was. I kind of lost it a little talking about it.
It's the most beautiful thing I have
ever.
Oh,
thank you.
It is so gorgeous. Oh my God.
Thank you.
It was beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay.
I love them all.
I think that we deciders approach blast a very decidery way. So how we blast with people, with family or co-workers, while guys took it very observatory. So how they approach things, because for all of us, blast is demon, but not last. and
Yes.
we approach it differently a little bit.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good
Ours,
point.
it's funny that ours, the INTPs, were really concerned with caring for another.
Mhm.
And then the ENTPs is like the things that they value, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly right, but it seems like that.
How they care for the things.
Yeah. Yeah. How
Well,
they care
we're
for
all connecting with others in it, but it's like, for instance, Bley, it's like he's connecting with others also in their appearance and his
Yes.
Fashion.
that, right? Would you say that's kind of right, Bley?
Sorry, I was spacing out.
Oh,
Well,
I'm so sorry.
you're taking care of the tribe with the thing of like the way you appear affects others, Dick, and then with Jasyn, it's just like all the things that he.
I like what you said too. I definitely relate to info dumping. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any other last thoughts on Blast? All right. Let's. Oh, weird. Okay. I didn't realize you could see it every time. Okay. Let's go.
It's like the demon SI. Oh my gosh, moment. There's a helicopter.
Yep, I was just gonna say that. Holy shit.